There he is again, Rush. That was Atkinson. Byrne. It's a free kick again. Mark Wright on John Byrne. Mark Wright's given away a couple, hasn't he, in that position?
He's had an excellent game though, Mark Wright, being outstanding at the heart of the defence. It looks to be a bit of activity on the bench for Sunderland as well. I think possibly a change is at the right time now.
Armstrong up for this, and here comes Grobbelaar with Bennett, but the referee's already given him a free kick. 20 minutes gone in the second half, and as Grobbelaar clears, there is no doubt that there's going to be some sort of change by Sunderland. And McManaman, meantime, sets off for Liverpool. He's got Dean Saunders going outside him now. And he's still going outside, and there's Ian Rush going in. Hours. Right. Sun in the eyes a bit there. This is Mulvey for Liverpool. Up to Saunders. Coming in round the back was Kevin Ball, penalised. Houghton. This is Nicol. Saunders against the bar. So close to 2-0 for Dean Saunders, the top scorer.
He deserved a goal because he's played very well in the second half. He's helped sort of step up the Liverpool play going forward.
Nichols cross this time. Tony Norman can come for this. And that might have been curtains for Sunderland if that had been a foot lower. Instead it's Byrne with a chance to develop something for them. Davenport, there was nobody to his right. He had a quick look. I don't know where David Rush is. I think he's probably run out of steam. Here's Houghton. Saunders. Thomas through the middle again. Michael Thomas. Rush. 2-0 Liverpool. So simple. And vintage Ian Rush. 68 minutes gone, and Liverpool go 2 goals clear in the cup final. And there's nobody that loves the Wembley scene better than Ian Rush.
Saunders again involved. Unselfish play from Thomas, and there Ian Rush, either side to choose from, tucked it away. Saunders running at the defence. Michael Thomas, another of those surging runs, could have been selfish. Saw Rush there, and at 2-0 now. Although Sunderland are going to make their substitution, I can't see them getting back into this a typical Liverpool move, and that's the way to finish. You don't have to burst the net, pick your spot.
While Ian Rush celebrates, David Rush has gone off, and Paul Hardiman has come on wearing number 12 for Sunderland, who find themselves 2 goals down. A little bit of cup final trivia for you too there. Ian Rush, 2 goals here in 86, 2 in 89. That's his 5th goal in an FA Cup final, and it beats Stan Mortenson's record of 4, the most since the cup final came to Wembley. But it means that with 38 goals in the FA Cup now, overall Ian Rush still wants 3 more to equal Dennis Law's all-time record. More importantly, Liverpool lead by 2 goals to 0 and seem to have taken a grip on the game. John Byrne bundled over. Bracewell. Well, what an opportunity Liverpool have here to end the season on a high note and clinch a place in Europe. It will take a fabulous reply by Sunderland, something beyond anything they've achieved in this memorable cup run, to find a way back here at Wembley, and he should be feeling a little happier. point Trevor Brooking was making there about not having to break the back of the net. I remember Bill Nicholson always used to say about Jimmy Greaves, he passed the ball into the corner of the net. Well, that's what Ian Rush did then. And for Malcolm Crosby, the signs are not good at this stage. Saunders, Thomas. Sunderland would have to score twice in the next 20 minutes to force extra time now that Liverpool have gone too clear. Jones. Olby. Oh, and Rush combining here, first with Houghton, now with Dean Saunders. Flags up. Saunders penalised. Saunders, of course, hit the bar, didn't he, just before that second goal, so Liverpool perhaps had earned it.
It's been continuous, Liverpool, hasn't it, since the restart. Paul Hardiman coming on, of course, now. Normally a left-back for most of the season, playing wide on the right. I thought perhaps he might slot into a full-back position and Gary Howe's push into midfield, because they're lacking that sort of support to the two strikers. Poor O'Brien Atkinson has been involved defensively. He's normally the one who would get forward and support them, and that's why they've never had the numbers up there to threaten Liverpool, particularly in the second half.
That's right. I have seen... Oh, it's Rush away, and Tony Norman comes out, and here's Ray Houghton trying to knock it back from 45 yards, and Norman's in trouble here, and he's... Oh. Well, he saw the funny side of it. Ray Houghton attempting something there, rather like Pele, or should we say Chris Waddle, who tried it in the last World Cup, didn't he? Amazing.
Well, it's great thinking, Tony Norman, and there's first touch, didn't even stop it. Certainly a wedge, isn't it, that height, and didn't get the backspin on the green he wanted, and he's bounced over the crossbar, but exciting bit of play, and it's good to see Tony Norman still able to smile after it.
Before all the Arsenal supporters write in, Anders Limpard did that the other week, didn't he? And he found the net too, I believe. Anyway, that's history again. 2-0, could have been 3. Liverpool supporters jubilant, Sunderland subdued. Armstrong looks for Davenport. Michael Thomas involved defensively now. Bracewell. So Michael Thomas involved in both goals, Trevor, really.
That's why Graham Souness bought him. Steve McMahon did that sort of surging run from midfield for a few seasons, and then he's moved on now to Manchester City. Liverpool, the way they play, they need to have somebody running from midfield, and of course if you've got Jan Molby as an anchor man to find him, he's the ideal person to make the runs.
Well, McManaman on the ball now, has Saunders just inside him here. Saunders shot, and Tony Norman rocking on his heels turns it over from Dean Saunders as Liverpool start to enjoy themselves. Saunders picked this one up, 20 yards out, and Norman was advanced and had to spread himself backwards. Nicol. Molby. Saunders. Nicol. Saunders, no. Thomas. Away from Byrne. McManaman out on the right wing. Tried to backheel it to Thomas and lost it. Davenport found Rogan. He found Byrne. Molby just stretching to prevent the ball. He has that way about him, Jan Molby. You think he's a little bit leisurely, but my goodness, he's influential and seems to play in a private little world in the centre circle and dictate it from there. Here's Rush. Houghton. That's another one of his passes. Effortlessly pushed out to McManaman. Sunderland tiring a bit, do you think, Trevor?
But they're a bit tired, not surprisingly, but also they'll feel even worse because Liverpool are just knocking 1-2 touch, and when you haven't touched the ball for about a dozen passes, your body begins to feel heavier, and Liverpool are gradually wearing them down.
Houghton. This is Rush. Oh, space opened up a little bit for him there. It's still Rush. McManaman goes inside. Rush again. And Sunderland just glad to get it away. There are 15 minutes left. It's 2-0 to Liverpool. I think we shall see the second Sunderland substitute in action very shortly. Saunders, good turn. Thomas. Mark Wright leading the team today with a calm authority. McManaman with youthful zest. Three waiting in the centre. I think by now Rogan's learned the way that McManaman's trying to go, and Sunderland have a break on here. It's Armstrong to Byrne. Rogan again. But Michael Thomas read that also. Thomas. Saunders starts to run now, pursued by Bennett. Bennett quite happy to let the ball run. Now then, we're going to see a change again by Sunderland. Warren Hawke is coming on, and Gordon Armstrong, number 9, goes off. Hawke, number 14, the 21-year-old Durham lad, who can play either centre-forward or wide in the attack. And I think this is where Hardiman will go to a more familiar side of the field, Trevor.
Well, he's naturally left-footed, so I think he'll be happier left-side midfield. And what an occasion for Warren Hawke then, coming on in a cup final. Even though it's 2-0 down, I'm sure he won't forget this, and come out wide on the right-hand side of midfield.
Yes, there's some good young players at Sunderland. Not all of them have taken part in this cup escapade, but players who Malcolm Crosby will be building on next season. For the moment, it's nickel for Liverpool to Rush. Here's Hawke. Nickel. Houghton just checked there. Desmond Lynam made the point earlier that in the last, 11 cup finals, 8 have gone to extra time. Well, it doesn't look as though this one will at the moment, unless I'm tempting fate. Liverpool with a 2-0 lead. Mulby. And again, and he's found McManaman. McManaman's just got that edge on the defenders, hasn't he, each time. It's forced a corner. Played here at Wembley, I think, for the England under-19s when he was virtually unknown in league circles. But in this first season, McManaman, who, till he was injured in the semi-final, had played nearly every game for Liverpool.
Yeah, I think he and Rob Jones could well figure as the right flanker of England on a few occasions here at Wembley in the next few seasons.
That's quite a thought. I might dwell on that in a minute. McManaman again. Thomas. Mulby. Nickel. Challenged by Rogan. There's Saunders. Thomas. Mulby. Rush starts a movement in the penalty area. It's come out to McManaman. Liverpool with plenty of players up here. And McManaman on another one of those twisting runs. What I was going to ask you there was, do you think it would be too late for McManaman to get himself on the fringe of the European Championship squad this time round?
Well, he's come through today extremely well when you think what one reserve game at Nottingham Forest in the midweek. I think a lot depends on John Barnes, what happens now in the next few days with him, because he would be an automatic choice in the 20, but if he doesn't make it, then McManaman could well make a late surge.
That's just what I was thinking. He's just coming inside now to find Mulby. Nicol, hours had to stretch, there was an offside. Graham Taylor did say earlier in the season that often before major championships somebody comes in with a surprise bid for a place right at the last. You can take that one back right to 1966 really, and you never know. Another week and a bit before the 20 will be announced. Meantime, it's Warren Hawke for Sunderland. 10 minutes left, 2-0 to Liverpool. Sunderland on the attack. Burrows. Nicol. Out. Thomas. Understand that Airdrieonians have got a goal back in the Scottish Cup final, but it's Rogan for Sunderland. Can they get one back? Smith, the scorer for Airdrie after Hately and McCoist had scored for Rangers. It's 2-1 up there. Rather closer, it would seem, for Rangers than it is for Liverpool. Soon as his old club, Rangers. Walter Smith, who he was up there with, is now the manager. They haven't won the Scottish Cup for 11 years. Ian Rush. Oh, good little back heel that was. And then Thomas with an instant pass to McManaman, who's got Hardiman to beat here this time, the substitute. Now it's Thomas. Liverpool just stroking it around at the moment. Saunders. Oops. Right forward well. Mulby. Thomas. Jones. Gary Bennett coming into the back of Ian Rush. And Liverpool take the free kick quickly. Any way back for Sunderland, Mr. Brooking?
No, I don't think so. At present, a little bit shell-shocked, I think, more than anything. That tackle from Gary Bennett summing up. They hadn't had a touch for about a minute and a half. And Liverpool, as I say, possession football, almost like a keep ball. And at present, Sunderland, when you're not getting touches like that, I can't see them even scoring.
It's Houghton at the moment to Mulby. Cross to Jones. They're all getting a touch now, aren't they? McManaman's out on the right again. Jones. That's a good little turn by Dean Saunders. He's got Michael Thomas in a good position again here in the box. But Warren Hawke nips in. Free kick's given. Thomas, bit of shoving, I think, back there. I did mention 1966 a few minutes ago. I'm not quite sure why, but anyway, there's the man who did it all then, Sir Alf Ramsey in the white raincoat. Nice to see him here.